How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will, and today we're opening up a big box here. I don't want to flip it over because I don't know what will happen. Why? We're going to flip it over later anyways. Don't worry. But this is 51st State, the Ultimate Edition by Portal Games. Latest Kickstarter did arrive. We're going to go ahead and go inside, show you guys how I got everything boxed up. Thanks to Z, because I kind of went off what he did. And then we'll go through some of the cards and some of the components. So here we go. 51st State Ultimate Edition, a card game by Ignacy. Not going to try to pronounce his last name. That's why usually I don't say names. Where's my player count and stuff like that? It's not there. There it is. 14 plus, 60 to 90 minutes, 1 to 4 players. And of course, we got to do the customary flip the box upside down to see how it holds everything in. There is a little bit of lift here. And I don't know if that's because I've got extra things in here or I need to take out something from the bottom that I add. We'll get into that. So build, game, rule the world. It is based off of Imperial Settlers system, which is really why we picked it up. Of course, has all of the expansions and goodies, plus the new expansion that came in during this Kickstarter. Right, so that's flipping it over. So now you guys are going to see how well that holds everything in the insert. So one thing that's in here. Okay, so it was the book. So that's right, because it'll be flat once I take the book out. So this is a little novel in the world of wherever this is, in the Niroshima universe. So I know Niroshima universe, Niroshima Hex is another game. That one we haven't gotten because that's more of a versus battle game. And again, while we like some battle games, it's not really, something we go out of our way to get. So that'll go in a bookshelf somewhere. This I wanted to keep into it. I already took it out. This was just neat. It says open in case of emergency. It was just a neat little thing that they had the cardboard tokens in. Yeah, simple little thing. Just open it up and cardboard tokens in. I just thought it was cool. So I left it in the box to show you guys. And then, of course, Ignacy saying, thank you for the support. Couldn't have done it without you. And hope you love this game for years to come. We're hoping so, too, because Z recommends it highly, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. We could be getting our hopes up. Ultimate Edition, goal of the game. Goal is to build a new state in a post-apocalyptic world. The first 125 victory points are the same as Imperial. It is basically going to trigger the end game, and then you add up your scores. A little table of contents there. Components overview. It's going to go through this throughout most of the book. And then at the very back, it'll show you what the upgraded components are for the Kickstarter or Gamefound edition, because this was on Gamefound. Card overview, managing your locations. They go out on the side. I think they have a purpose of where they are. Score tracking, setup, basic game concepts, rules of play. So you have lookout phase, production phase, action phase. Action phase seems pretty big. More rules of play. You can raise a location from your hand or an opponent's location. Play connection cards, which are your merchants and your punks to game things. Cleanup phase. And then end of game. Scoring. Clarifications. Golden rule, specific rule or card and function is in conflict. The rule book always follow the rule in the card, because that's the golden rule. Solo game. So there's a standard variant for the solo game, which is this one. Then they added this new solitary variants, and there are two. This came in the box as well, and I didn't get a chance to read to see if there is technically any difference in the verbiage. So I don't know if it was like a misprint or something, so they had to print these out. Just off first glance, they look identical. So if you guys know if there was a misprint and that's why these are in there, let me know in the comments. You get some nice art there if you want to put it in a frame. It's actually got a guy up here as well, kind of a shadow of a guy, because he's not coming from this other side. All right, we got some mutants over on that page. The Borgo Automa, so this is another solo mode. I don't know if this could be incorporated into a 2-player game. Sometimes Automas can, sometimes they can't. I'll have to read about that. So cards in detail, the base game cards, and then it goes over the winter expansion cards. You have your Scavenger pack, State Pack 1. Then you have your Allies for State Pack 2. Then you have Moloch, which was State Pack 3. And he had a lot of stuff. It's 4 pages. And then No Man's Land, which is the latest expansion. So State Pack 4, it adds a new mechanic with like a board, which we've got the mat that came with it. And then, yeah, more for No Man's Land. Advertisements. And then here are the promos. So this goes over all the promos they've released and showing Gamefound content. So this is what all is going to be in the box, because we have all the promos, promo sets, Z on a card, capital cards rules, the border tiles. So these are all mini modules that you can add in Moloch's server room, 3 new city cards, and then there were 2 neoprene mats, one for the play area, neoprene area mat, and regular neoprene mat. And it's not a player mat though. I don't think they've ever made a player mat. I don't know. I didn't see it in here. Rules summary, so a nice little summary overview. Icon overview. Page with all the designers. And Hiroshima. And more advertisements. So lots of advertisements there, Portal. All right, so this is the playmat for the new No Man's Land expansion. Just a simple little mat. And well, it'll work. It serves its purpose. If you don't have the mat, you get the 9 cards. They'll be in the bottom of the box. Right. And then this fits pretty well right here. It doesn't move. If you notice, I flipped the box upside down, came back down. So your score tracker, that's all that is. All of your deluxeified tokens and your non-deluxeified tokens. So the bricks. There's the bricks. So there are screen printed, but they're only screen printed on the one side. So the other side, they're just plain. That's kind of disappointing. It just means you got to remember to flip them back over, or flip them yourself to make sure that they're on the right side. The little, I don't know who these guys are. Those guys. The wooden guns. So those looked orange on my computer, but they're red. So I don't know how they looked not on my computer. Gas cans. And the gears. So I like them all. I mean, they all look pretty cool. The screen printing, everything came out good. It's just disappointing they're not on both sides. So these are just regular, these are just gonna be regular cardboard tokens. So we get that, and that's the thickness of them, right? Just your normal cardboard tokens. So you got the red ones, the red arrows, the blue arrows, the gray arrows. And here, I had to put 2 different ones because I ran out of spots. I don't know technically what they wanted you to do here. But these are the bullets and the 3-way arrow. And this is the police and the bulldozer tokens. All right. Over here, just more miscellaneous tokens. So this is for the Automa. And then these are the player tokens for points at the end of the game. So Z mentioned how the colors don't match. That usually is an annoyance. So I'm not going to go over it again. There you go. So you have the light blue, dark blue. I mean, all the colors look distinct enough. The only 2, like these 2 are kind of close. The yellow and the yellow-green. So just make sure if you're playing one of those 2 colors that somebody else isn't playing the other color. So hopefully nobody wants to play those same factions. The 50-point markers, the ×5, and the default first player marker. Of course, in the deluxe edition, you're going to get a special first player marker. These are your punks. So gain 2, gain 2. So I'll say gain 2, or they're not shuffled. So gain 2, and then this is gain a gun and gain 3, gain a gun and gain 3. And then yeah, so gain 2, gain 2. Gain 2, and then gain 3 for the train. Okay. Then these are the core cards. I don't have them sleeved. I don't know if this is a game that needs sleeving. I don't know how much shuffling you're doing. I don't think much, because Imperials, you didn't shuffle. You basically drew cards and played cards. So I don't think I'll need any reason to have to sleeve these. But there are room for sleeves. So these are the regular core game cards. And you can see on the corner, it will have the marking for what type of cards they are. Cards are dual function, right? You have your normal function, and then of course you can make a deal on the other side. So love the art. The art's great. I like the art. It is post-apocalyptic, which I like. I don't mind. Don't know if Oddity would be much of a fan. That is just weird. You got this weird little rat that just showed up while I was going through cards. Oil rig. So it looks like about 2 of most cards. Not all of them. Some of them. Tanks. Church. And then there's distance icons, which is some of this will be different than what we're used to from Imperial Settlers, because it does have where you can go to your opponent's land and utilize their resources if it's an open area, which is something new that we hadn't, we didn't do in Imperial Settlers. Most you can do in Imperial Settlers is you can raise your opponent, which this has raise as well. We never seemed to do that. Like we never went to attack each other. That's weird. So I have a huge machinery here and a huge machinery here, and it was divided by abandoned suburbs. But those are your core game cards. All right. So then if you take this out, these are all your faction boards. So you got the Appalachian Federation, Merchants Guild, Mutants Union, New York, Hegemony, Texas, Uranopolis. So this is the brand new one for the Kickstarter. Mississippi, and University. I think they're the same. Okay, so the only difference between side A and side B is male or female side. All of them have male and female side. Huh. That's neat. Gives you options. All right, and then we take this out. And it just barely fits. They can't add any more expansions, anything else. This pretty much has to be their last version, or they're going to make some people upset. Although people probably saw that with the last edition, because this is now the Ultimate Edition. I think they already had like a deluxe edition. So, all right. So promo cards down here. So these are from 51st State Extended. So the different promo cards will say what they extend or what they go with. So these were in the Kickstarter. So you have Z's Tower, Jin's Transport, the Borderline Pub, Water Arena, Junk Nomads, Pole Vaulters, and then now these are the Moloch, the new Moloch expansion cards. So State Core, Propellant Scavenger, Firewalker, Skyscraper, and then these are the older promos. So this is promo set 1. And then, yeah, so those are all promo set 1. This is the Watch It Played promo. And then Capital promo. Oh no, these are just Capital. Why do I have Capital in here instead of in them with their deck? They must have been wrapped with something else. That's Moloch. That's Scavengers. That's No Man's Land. That's Allies. That's Tiles. That's New Era. I don't know why I have Capital over here with the promos. Oh well, Capital's over here with the promos. All right. So these are the old decks. So these, nothing changed in these to my knowledge. So these should all be the same. So this is the Scavengers deck. So this was the first expansion with Scavengers. So I think you're only supposed to put one deck in at a time. You're not supposed to mix and match. I think all the promos can go in, but I don't think you can mix more than one. Like you don't want to do Scavengers and Allies or so forth. So it's nice that they put the verbiage here so you can know how to separate them back out. It was kind of small. It took me a while to figure out where it was. But I mean, once you know where it is, you know where it is. Max damage. Wow, he does not look very happy or pretty at the same time. So these are your Scavengers. I said, that's the same art that was on one of the previous cards. So now I'm kind of curious, is this card the same because it has the same art? Because if it doesn't have the same art, that does lead to possible confusion. And then you have additional cards to add into the deck up there, which are your ruin cards. All right, and then this is Moloch. So your Moloch cards. Like I said, I don't think there was any corrections on these. I don't remember if they said there was any balancing or any like text changes on any of these cards. I would think if there were, they would have like definitely tried to call out and say, hey, there were some changes there. I do know that the rulebook, I think, was different. I think they did update the rulebook a little bit. So that's different. Networking, exoskeleton. See, I don't know why you can't mix them all together. I don't know if it dilutes the deck too much or if it's too chaotic. Because, again, I don't know what any of these symbols mean to make it different. So then you have these new cards that have this hacked on them. So again, don't know what those do. Hybrid, Defender. So yeah, you guys gotta let me know down in the comments. Anything that I've questioned, just let me know in the comments. That's not just tell me what I'm saying wrong to help us play better when we do play on the channel. So that is those. These are the extra little modules, so little tokens for the modules, the extra tiles that you'll use for them, and then the city locations. So all those are mentioned in the back of the book. And then we got these. Okay, so this is the winter expansion. Again, another older expansion. So I'm not going to spend too much time on any of these cards, because I imagine somebody else somewhere else has already looked at all these cards and has shown them to people. Sheriff's Office, Customs. So a lot of the art's nice. Some of the art, I don't know, I guess they probably did have multiple artists. So there is some disconnect in some of the art where it looks really good and some of the art just kind of like meh. So I don't know if it's different artists or just different times that they did it, or oh, we need to make 5 more cards and they just rushed out 5 more cards, because like some of them the characters look really detailed and some of the other ones they look kind of meh like that. I mean, there's really not much detail on this card at all. I mean, overall the art's nice overall. And then this is the New Era expansion. It's pretty much more of the same. A couple more duplicates in this one though than some of the other ones. I say that and now I'm getting all these singles. Espionage. So you guys got to let us know as well which expansion should we mix in first, or should we not mix an expansion? Should we just like go with the base game, which is usually what people recommend? Or are there like one expansion that when you add it in, it really doesn't add that much complexity to the game, but makes the base game better than what it would be without it? That's, I think, the key thing, right? Is can the game be better with an expansion because there were like minor hiccups? So these are the tiles for the allies, or the tokens. So again, Z did the same thing. So I'm like, I have no clue what this game is. This is his #1 game of all time. I'm going to do what he did, because I feel like he knows how to set the game up. So allies. So this, again, I think, like I said, you can't play the allies and the, for example, what was the first one? The Scavengers, right? In the same time. But yeah. Excited to try it out. We do need to get empires to the table again too. We played it when the Egyptian expansion came out, so we played that, and then we played, I think, the base game first so we'd understand it, and then I think we played the Egyptians expansion, and I don't think we've played anything else. And the irony of all that is, of course, being me, I picked up everything. So I think it was on sale somewhere, so I ended up picking up every single expansion at the same time. I think it was Portal. I think Portal was doing a deal with everything. Like it was everything to date plus the new expansion. All right. Your No Man Land tiles or tokens, some barbed wire, water towers, and so forth. This one I'll go a little bit slower through the cards because these are the new cards for the campaign, for this campaign anyways. So Eden Watchtower, Luke's Pawn Shop, Wasteland Sanctuary. So all of these have these little purple things, and I think that deals with upgrading the locations, which I can't see and you can't see either. So that's what it is. South shelter parcels. Yeah, so activate one south location, purple building thing. Building bonus, build or upgrade one south for free. House on the hill, Black Forest. So a lot of these have houses. So they all relate to that map. They all seem to allow you to build, and then some of them look like they're just regular cards. So 3 police shields, production 2 police shields, production 1 police, building bonus 1 police, racing trucks. See, so that's what I'm wondering is if you take out these, if say you're not playing the No Man's Land and you take these cards out, could you still include these, which are just normal default cards? Like for all of them, could you include the cards that don't relate to a particular thing and not break the game? High voltage gate, the merry chug, the extra lane, burning bridges, feature each time you raise a building, gain 1, victory point. Bonus, you get 1 red thing. So yeah, like this one you can't because it specifically mentions the buildings. Bribe mercenaries, each time you raise a building, gain 1 mercenary. Okay, so little black guys are mercenaries. That's what it is. Building bonus 1 red. Fragile defense system. Unexpected surplus supplies. The riding heart of the wasteland. Gain 1 victory point for each of your buildings, max 5. Ooh. Building bonus, gain 1 victory point for each building in your state, max 5. The sewer gourmet. Oh, it's a big old alligator. Wind sign rose. Loading point, spend a bullet to gain 1 building, may be activated twice. Spend 3 gray tokens to activate your buildings. Container base, spend a brick to get a building. Spend a gas to get a building. Spend a gear to gain a victory point for each level 2 or level 3 building. Radioactive fish warriors, spend a gun to get a building. Spend 2 mercenaries to activate all north and south buildings. Toxic moat. Half-star hotel. 15th floor, and then like I said, you do get the cards 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, right? So you do get the 9 cards, and then it shows you on the card where they go in terms of relation of the table, because they do have to go in a certain spot. I do not know, is there a difference? Activate gain for each building, activate gain for each building, activate gain 2. Okay, so the front and the back are the same. So it doesn't matter which way. There's no difference on the front and back. For me, they're on the bottom because I have the playmat. All right, so that's that. Show the little mini. It's very lightweight. Feels kind of chintzy, so I hope it's durable. So we'll definitely paint this up, and probably something easy, I would imagine. Probably just going to go with a primer and then probably just put a wash on it. Just make it simple and done. So that is that. So we got to put it all back in the box now, which is pretty easy because it only fits in one way. All right, there we go. This goes a key. I guess it really doesn't matter if you put the mat on before or after. Before, manual. Don't need either of these anymore, so we will get rid of that. But again, it is right at the edge. And the way that I've got it right at the edge is like with most games, put the punch boards back underneath of the bottom tray, and that will keep it flush. That's going to be good for keeping the lid closed, because the lid doesn't have little clamps on the side of it to keep it closed. So if you were to move your box or flip your box on its side, like have it sitting on its vertical, that might open up. All right, there we go, guys. That is 51st State, the Ultimate Edition. Again, let us know down in the comments which factions we should play first. Also, let us know which expansions or modules do you recommend as an essential part of a game, and doesn't make the game too complex for a first gameplay. Sometimes you want to play with nothing. Sometimes you want to add something because it fixes something. But again, let us know down in the comments. If you want to watch that gameplay, make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell notification to know when we go live. Until next time, guys. Peace.